My for the streets girlfriend has spreadsheet of the guys she cheated on me with. I had to wait ages for just a kiss while she slept with multiple guys. We met 3 years ago at a party of a mutual friend. Once we were introduced, we ended up spending the entire rest of the party just sitting and talking to one another. It really felt like we were the only two people there, and as the night ended, she told me that she really enjoyed talking to me and asked me for my number, which was a first for me. I awoke the next morning to a text from her telling me how much she enjoyed talking with me and wanted to know if I would be interested in getting together to talk some more. I agreed, and that next weekend we met at a local bookstore coffee house where we proceeded to spend 5 hours talking until the shop kicked us out because they were closing. Not once, in either of the conversations, did we talk about anything romantic or love or anything like that. It was everything from philosophy to economics to religion and everything in between. Once again, she tells me she has had a great time and asks if we can do this again. We set a time for the next weekend and same exact thing happens again. This goes on for 3 more times, and I am very confused as to what this is. Are we just friends getting together to talk? Is this going anywhere else? I had no idea. She sends me a text that week prior to meeting, telling me that I am the easiest person she has ever talked to, and that she feels totally comfortable and safe being with me. So finally, at the end of the next day when she says she wants to do this again, I just said that I was curious as to what she considered these times together as. I asked if we are just friends or was there a possibility of being more. She said that she really enjoyed our time together and would like to see where it goes. Next time we are together, as we are talking, I kind of reached out and took her hand, and we held hands for the first time for several minutes. I tell her at the end of this night that next time I would like to do something different with her and took her to the movies. Things went well, and during the movie, I put my arm around her, and she laid her head on my shoulder. As we parted that night, I gathered up my courage and leaned in to give her a kiss goodnight. Her response was not what I expected. She actually withdrew from my attempt, and I immediately apologized to her and felt like a total heel. She said that I didn't need to apologize, but she was just a little shocked, as she wasn't expecting it. I quickly apologized again, and withdrew for the night embarrassed beyond belief. She texted me the very next day, saying she was sorry about the night before. She really liked me and wants to move that direction in our relationship, but she wanted to take things slow. I replied saying that I was willing to go at whatever speed she wanted, and again apologized because I felt really bad. Now mind you, while I said I was willing to go at her speed, and I was, but I was really confused by what taking it slow meant. We had been seeing each other once a week for hours at a time for over 2 months, but being very inexperienced in the relationship game, only had a girlfriend in high school and went out on dates in college but mostly as friends and nothing ever lasted. I just thought I would let her take the lead. We went out 2 more times, and then at the beginning of our next date, she actually greeted me with a kiss. From there, our relationship advanced at what I consider a normal pace. A year and a half later, we were living together, and in my opinion, everything was going great. That is, until 2 weeks ago she had to pick me up at my work, because my car was in the shop. She pulled up, and was sitting in the car, and one of my coworkers, who I'm friendly with, came out with me, as he was leaving at the same time. I introduced them from a distance, but clearly within view of each other. They waved hello, and we left. The next day I came back and he said he wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be a problem between the two of us. I asked him why would there be, and he said, "She didn't say anything to you." I said she did not, and he said, well, it was a couple of years ago, so she may not even remember him, and then he proceeds to tell me that they matched up on Tinder and would hook up with each other, and it went on for a few months before he started dating his current girlfriend. I told him that it might have been a different person, and he then proceeds to show me her Tinder profile. I've never used the site before, so I wasn't sure how to look at anything, but he said it does not look like she is active on there now and hasn't been for a while. But the fact of the matter was that for sure it was her, and to make matters worse, I didn't tell him this, but the time frame that he was saying was also some of the same time we were together in the beginning. The times I was rebuked for leaning in for a kiss, and quit possibly even after this. He could tell this was bothering me and he apologized, but said that I needed to know that they were never dating or anything. It was just getting together to have intimacy, as though I was supposed to be okay with that. He didn't want to say much else, but he said that I should know that he knows for a fact that he wasn't the only one. Needless to say, this all upset me greatly, but I didn't know what to do or how to handle this. It was eating away at me, and I did something I probably shouldn't have done, but we share an Outlook calendar and have for over a year, so that we can plan our events. While she was gone, I looked at her laptop and found her Outlook, which was nothing more than what we shared. However, I noticed she had a separate calendar, and it was not password protected. I went back on her calendar, even though I knew it was wrong, and sure as crap, there was his first name, and yes, for fact, some of those dates were after we were already past the getting to know you stage. But wait, there's more. Not only was his name there, but there were several other guys' names. There were weeks where she had a different name on every day of the week, and twice had two names on weekend days. What made me the sickest of all, though, was looking at the weeks where we were early on in our relationship, when I had to basically be afraid to hold her hand that she was meeting with other guys that week, and even one time earlier in the day when we met. How do I know this, you might ask? My name was on there as well. Now, it does appear that, about 5 months after we started dating, the names mostly stopped, and by a year in there were no more names. But what really sucks is that one guy's name is on there more than others, and this is a guy who she has brought to our house on more than one occasion and introduced us. She has never once told me that they were ever intimate partners. In fact, that is what kind of pisses me off about all of this. Frankly, if I didn't know any of this, I would tell you she was a prude. Intimacy is very vanilla, and I always have to initiate it. However, she just told me not more than a month ago that she feels like I am her soulmate, and she loves me with all of her heart. This is causing me a lot of pain, to be honest. I don't think I can live with this. The fact that I had to wait for months to even kiss and hold hands, while all along she was getting intimacy from a variety of people, makes me feel like absolute crap. The fact that I honestly was beating myself up after trying for a kiss really pisses me off. Then there is a part of me that says, I'm not good enough. Sure, she may enjoy my personality or whatever, but obviously I am not attractive enough for her to want to be with me early on. Really bothers me. I mean, it would be one thing if she did all of this before we met, but there are names marked clearly after we were involved, just before we moved in together, including the guy I work with. I have yet to confront her. I don't know what I'm going to do or say. There is a very large part of me that just wants out of this. I feel like she is not the person she portrayed herself to be. Oh, believe me, she is a very judgmental person and has tons of opinions and comes across as holier than thou, even though she is not religious per se. Has anyone else ever had to deal with this? I don't think anyone has dealt with that ever. That's disgusting what she did to him. How are you going to make him wait to kiss you and you proceed to sleep with other men? She is for the streets. She was cheating on him that whole time. I'm so sorry he dealt with that. I hope he confronts her and ends it. She doesn't deserve to be happy for what she did to him.